Hi there, I'm starting a new tradition at Ketosource, and that is to let you know when prices go up, to be even more transparent and to explain why, because I think you'd like to know, with all of the rising costs everywhere, exactly what is causing this and why is it necessary to increase prices on a yearly basis. That's what we do. We just increase them on a yearly basis in May in order to adjust for all of the cost increases that have taken place over the whole year. Why is this? Let me explain just quickly the breakdown of the things that the costs that have increased for us over the last year. So there is fulfillment shipping costs. So these go up, and it's as a bit of a consequence to energy. You probably know the energy story. The energy costs have gone up, and that means, of course, all transport and fulfillment and various other things go up. So specifically, Amazon has put its prices up to us in terms of each shipment it sends out to you of our products, and it's done that twice in the last year. So we're adjusting for that effect from them, and also our own warehouse. It's actually a company we pay to store our goods and to ship them to you, has put their prices up as well. They do that on a yearly basis. Basically, we take those and we integrate them into our prices to adjust and compensate for that. So that's one area of it. Then we get into actually making the products, and the ingredients themselves, the cost of those goes up. Now, some of them actually go up and down. If you can imagine, so one of the key ingredients in some of our products is coconuts, and it's a commodity. So commodities, they go up and down depending on how much is available in the world, which can depend on weather conditions and all sorts of things. And that specifically has gone up just over the last 6 months, in particular, quite a bit. So the actual ingredients, the raw ingredients we use, which is coconut and organic coconut, and that has caused a knock-on effect, of course, to our products, as that has increased. Now we have a manufacturing process with specific you call them manufacturing factories. It doesn't really sound like to call it a factory, right? Because it's a food production line, it's a food supplement production line. So I always thought it was funny that you call it a factory. But anyway, the costs for those have also gone up because of labor costs, because there is labor involved, and also energy as well, again, and those. So that's actually been quite a big increase, and there's one that just took place for us, which it actually maintained and hadn't gone up for a few years, and it's just gone up. So that has its knock-on effect there. And then we have packaging, things like cardboard prices, and you can see there's quite a lot of detail to this, but basically a lot of the costs go up, and it's inflation, and it's also some specific changes that have taken place in the world. Now the final one, just to point out, and there are others of course, but I'm pointing out the main ones to you, is actually increase in tax, because there has been a new tax that has been basically passed out among European countries in a staggered fashion since 2021. But just at the end of last year, towards the end of last year, that cost got fully placed upon us, and that was the digital services tax, DST, and that is 2% for various countries. It actually depends upon the country in the European Union and in the UK. And now basically we get itemized 2% tax added, a bit like VAT, right? So we have VAT, and now you also have this other 2% added on top. So that's another factor, and that comes down from governments, of course, and we're particularly affected because we are very focused on e-commerce, and that's where this comes into play on Amazon and places like that. So those are the main reasons the last year that costs have gone up. If you have any specific questions or you want to know any more about how this all works, my goal is to be crystal clear and transparent about all of these things and all aspects of our business, because I think that is the future. It's what I started the company upon. It's something that I've always wanted myself in my health journey. It would have helped if there was more transparency over time for me, and so I appreciate how much that is of value to you, and I think that it should be the standard for all businesses going forward in the world, and I hope one day that it's a true standard and all business is very highly transparent, and I think it is getting better, and doing things like this I think will help to push it forward. So any additional things you'd like me to include in these updates, I'm going to be doing it once per year. Now, the other aspect of this is that we are a company that wants to invest and make the best, highest quality and create the highest quality, highest value add products for you. And so I also invest some of the profits that we make into making sure that we have the highest quality products and standards, and that we are also pushing the bar forward, and that we are adding more value for you. So I want to tell you about where those profits are going to make things better for you this year. And the overall theme of this is precision in terms of results. But if you know me, that's always been a bit of my story. It's what helped me recover in my health journey. And it's what I think is really important, is that we get more predictable results from the efforts we make and the money we spend. And the journey of Ketosource is to get better and better at that. And this year in particular, we're making some key investments towards precision, in getting better at creating predictable results for you, and more specifically, precision nutrition. Now, the first area is in terms of product quality. You may know the story that basically the active ingredients, the things that actually give you biological effects in supplements, nutritional supplements, and foods for that matter, the active amounts, right? So we pushed transparency forward last year on that, and you'll see that the labeling got much better with all the active ingredient amounts in our products. And we also started testing every single batch for these active ingredients, because basically there isn't a standard for this, and sometimes what is written on the labels of packaging, that's not the exact amount of active ingredient you're getting, and that matters because the active ingredient is what gives you the benefits. So what we've done now is we're publishing every single batch, the lab tests which show the amount of active ingredient which is actually in the product. So you've got that transparency, you know that what you're paying for, you're getting. And I felt that was really important. And we're pushing that forward and just making sure that we're completely transparent about the active amounts, and we're sure that the active amounts are in there. And so we really stepped up our testing, and that's one of the movements that we're continuing to push it forward. And that's part of this precision, because if you're not getting the active dose that it says on the label, then how can you have precision? It's like one of the first steps. So that's been one area in terms of product quality and the standards, like our testing and publishing of that information. There's a link in the email, you can go and check that out. The next part, and which is exciting for me, and it may be for you if you tested out the first version, is the app 2.0. The app was too popular in its prototype stage, app version 1, and we've had a lot of problems with it since. You may have seen that, and unfortunately I'd apologize for any problems you had with the app because it had too many users and it wasn't functioning properly. But we are in the process of migrating to a new platform, which is a scalable platform, like a big platform which can't have any problems with users. But we are also integrating a new feature, which is precision dosage. And this comes back to the active ingredients, and also the fact that you are a unique individual, and that the standard dosing on packaging of any supplements, because all supplements currently have standard dosing, right? But the point is that if you take this example, a small human, I don't know, say a 5 foot, and a large human, say 6'3", they're not the same, not at all the same. And the dosage won't have the same biological effect. We're introducing precision dosage for our products, meaning that the app will allow, by taking your biometrics, will allow to give a precision dosage and get more predictable effects from that, and also reduce any of the kind of side effects that, like, some people get gut distress for the MCT oils and things, and we are aiming to reduce that by giving you personalized dosage and precision dosage that also adapts as you are taking this over time. So I'm really excited to see the potential for results with that, because it's a lot more stronger and it gets away from this cookie cutter dosage that is everywhere. It's not personalized to you and it's not relevant to you. So I'm very excited about that new feature, and we have had more basic parts of that you may have seen that we've given out before, but that's going to really take it to a new level and make it specific to any product you buy, so you can quickly find out what that precise dosage is for you. And then I'm really looking forward to seeing what the results are going to be from that. And I'm just looking forward to getting the base functionality you've had on helping you be compliant in a really simple way with keto or fasting protocols, because that was the original purpose of the app, and so that of course will be there as well. So that is something we're investing in right now, and it's really fun and exciting. And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts or your needs on that, but can't wait to get it into your hands. So the other aspect, of course, is the products and new products. And so product quality, we've gone through organic certification over the last year. And so you will already see the organic Pure C8 MCT oil that's been available for a little while. And just since Christmas, actually, just around Christmas it was released. And we're now extending that to other products, and across the whole of Europe you need specific certification for it to go across the whole of Europe. So we're going to have all of those and that certification, which is another standard, and it means we get assessed and audited to another higher level. So that's really exciting for all of our products as well. Then we have new products, and there's 2 new products we're working on this year, and one is keto meal replacement, and it's going to be like a really good one though. There's a few meal replacements out there. There's a few potentially low carb ones. I've seen maybe some keto ones, but in terms of the active doses and micronutrient content and things like that, it's really not to a complete nutrition standard based on the science that's available. And so I'm really excited about working on something that basically I'd be happy to take 2-3 times a day with precision dosage, again going back to the app, so that I'm getting the correct calories, the correct micronutrients, and therefore it's also working with your fat loss goals and so on, because calories intake does matter even if you're on a ketogenic diet. And so combining this idea of precision nutrition with a meal replacement, I believe, is going to be very effective. So I'm excited about that one. Also because it will be convenient. Like, we take meal replacements because they're convenient, and that'll be super useful for me personally for traveling and stuff like that, or just when I'm rushed. Then the ketone bars, we're going to get back to working on those. We got some feedback from the first round. They've been away for a while. I really apologize. It's actually a complicated beast to get back to the market, and because of a unique process we use for them. But we're working on that again this year. So those are the 2 new products that we're investing in to bring out and to add hopefully a lot more value to you, make your life a lot easier. And with this precision nutrition overview, that's the goal, to make things more predictable for you, more convenient, and so on. So that is the price increase update, where basically the money will go. It'll go into maintaining standards, and it'll go also in investing into creating more value for you in terms of this precision nutrition. So the last thing I want to say is that I love feedback from you on everything we do. I learn from you constantly. I have on this journey of now 10 years. So I want to thank you so much for being on this journey. You know, whatever stage you joined us with, it's been a fantastic journey, from packing on my knees with my friends in the lounge of my parents, would you believe it, 10 years ago. And I want to say thank you to some of those friends, actually, because they didn't get paid. And of course I wasn't getting paid at the time either, but we used to ship every single one of those packs, and it would be like hand shipped. Things have changed now, and we rely on a lot of external partners, and those forces increase the costs, as I've said. But it's just been an amazing journey from that to where we are now, where we have professional partners who can help us make sure we get products to you and stuff at these standards, and that we can focus on just making everything better for you in terms of the value add. But I want to hear from you, your thoughts on this price update communication, if it helps. So the key thing to keep in mind is that the price update takes place in 1 week's time. I wanted to give you like 7 days in case you want to stock up at last year's prices, and just also to communicate ahead of time. I think that's just manners or respect, and like doing things earlier helps everyone. So it'll take place on next Sunday, the 25th of May, and at midnight. So basically up till midnight, you'll enjoy the prices last year, and then they'll go up. Now, it'll be slightly different by product because it depends on the costs that went into that product specifically. So, you know, you won't necessarily see every single product go up, and they won't go up by the same amount either. It depends on what they've been impacted by. So that's the last clarification. Please do reply to the email, and I will respond to all of those personally. I read them all personally, and it helps me stay in contact with you, which is what I want to do, and helps me stay focused on what matters to you. So please, any thoughts, any questions? I look forward to hearing from you.